There are still some products from Computex 2023 that I haven't covered, and most likely in 2024 Computex this year, we're going to see some of those products being revised and upgraded and brought to perfection and all the other stuff. But here we have some that are outstanding and they look brilliant. There's no RGB for you non-RGB lovers. These are TEAMGROUP T-FORCE XTREEM DDR5 in Narvik Black, and they go really extreme with speeds. So I didn't get the highest ones when we're talking about the clock speeds. These are at 7600 megahertz. But regardless of that, I get to witness in my builds the outstanding design of these ones because, first of all, the Extreme looks quite nice right here. We have Narvik Black DDR5 from T-Force Lab. And then we have a bit of a different logo right here, not in terms of different shape or anything similar to that, but we haven't had this, right? And the final finish, the heat spreader is outstanding, and I really like the design, and they will definitely look outstanding in some sort of a anti-RGB full black build without a doubt, and definitely will provide an outstanding performance for you guys that want to have the maximum speed of the RAM. So you have 8000 and 8200 as well, which you can definitely go with, but we have 7600 and we're going to check them out. But first, before we go into that segment, I do have to say that they do have some weight on these because of the heat spreader, and I do have to admit they're well crafted. I mean, the final finish, the final design and everything all together, it's just flawless and I really like it. So yeah, there's that. Now let's go through some main specs that you need to know before we jump into benchmarks and go through the speeds and everything else that I did. So we start with the regular features and information that you need to know. It supports Intel XMP 3.0, 2mm aluminum alloy heat spreaders, limited lifetime warranty, standard monolithic 82-ball FPGA, die density 16 gigabits, count is 1 die, and there are 4 memory chips on the left of the integrated PMIC chip and 4 on the right side of the controller. So that's 16 gigabytes capacity overall in 1R x 8 using a 2G x 64-bit design. Now these are Hynix A die, and when we're talking about the controller, so the PMIC controller is Richtec. For this specific benchmark, I had to use my 12900K because after all, we can't get the speeds and everything through AMD because they work, I think it's 6000 or 6400, not quite sure at that certain point. But I needed to use Intel, of course, because they can reach those speeds on Intel platform. And when you go into BIOS, they don't even have an option for the AMD Expo, so only Intel XMP 3.0. When we're talking about that, so I used 12900K and ASRock Z790 Taichi. We have read speeds going at 115,525 megabytes per second, write speeds going 100,013 megabytes per second, copy is 102,045 megabytes per second, latency is 59.7 nanoseconds. When we go to Cinebench R23, I ran 5 consecutive tests. I didn't want to go with 10 as I usually do because I just wanted to see how high the Cinebench score can be with these RAMs. And it went up to, I would say, somewhere around 27,420 on average, which is definitely outstanding. And I did also Corona 1.3, so 51 seconds was render time with 9,498,400 rays per second. These ones specifically are CL36, and you can go with 2 times 48 gigabytes, I think. So you can combine whatever is perfect for you in those terms when we're talking about the memory capacity. Love the design, without a doubt. The speeds are definitely there. And as you can see when we're talking about the chips and everything else, these are definitely in that premium line of their memory modules. And you can see that with the performance, without a doubt. With all those graphs, you can see that they outperform literally every single one that I had so far. Now, taking into consideration, you have other brands that also go high with the clock speeds. That's another thing. But when we take into consideration, first of all, the heat spreader, which is really heavy when we're talking about in general comparing to other memory modules, the way it's designed and everything else, this is definitely a premium memory module without a doubt. And I can see where they're heading with this. This is as they did for the DDR4 and their Extreme as well. They're aiming here for enthusiasts, overclockers, and professionals that can and will use definitely the maximum out of these without a doubt. So I'm really satisfied, first of all, with the design. It's definitely something that it's not that I didn't expect it from Team Group, but it's definitely something that you'll definitely appreciate when we're talking about memory modules in general. I know some of you will find this definitely funny, but I do have to state that. Then when we go with the performance, it definitely tops every single one of those that I had in the benchmark so far. So without a doubt, it's definitely number one on the performance list. But altogether, enthusiasts, overclockers, and professionals will definitely enjoy these ones because, well, yeah. Now, the only thing that we can see and that we can wait, because Computex 2023 did present these ones with the addressable RGB modules on top, but they had, I think it was plexi on top, so it didn't look quite nice when you polished it quite a couple of times. Hopefully they are redoing them because I haven't heard anything about those addressable RGB modules. So eventually for you RGB lovers, it will be a possibility for those to come out in this year, or I don't know, this is just a guess. Regardless of that, TEAMGROUP T-FORCE XTREEM DDR5 with 7600 megahertz CL36. These are 2 times 16 gigs, and you can check them out in the link in the description below. You've seen the performance, you've seen the benchmarks, and that'll be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for future content coming quite shortly. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.